Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited. Unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent, all other rights
specifics
reserved.
for tomorrow, tell me in the morning what specifics you need, because tomorrow it's the last day, so.
Yeah.
So let's just complete the last part and then go home.
We're having our own seminar over there.
Good?
You have to read this.
Good. Good.
It is a perfect definition.
You have chocolate.
Yeah, go ahead. Some energy for the afternoon. Okay, so this is a VIP session, and the VIP session usually is driven by you guys. So last time we asked about where you stuck, what are you looking for, where's the problems you have. So the question now is, what do you want to achieve in this session? I know yesterday was we just it's too much, so we didn't do it.
Everybody ran away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to go to 5:45. But yes,
You have to go at 5:45?
I thought like I thought we ended at 5 and then there was an hour of VIP.
What time do you have to go?
Today I can go when we're done.
Okay.
Okay, so what is the first questions you guys have?
Oh ho ho. You're opening a can of worms.
What I enjoy about people asking questions, it demonstrates my skill sets of coaching on my feet, of answering on my feet. So I like the challenge. I'm like you, I like to be challenged. So. And the question can be any question relevant to your business, to whatever you like, relevant to the material. So.
Okay. So, with the, actually, I'm gonna bring this question up. So yesterday, I thought of what you were thinking of, and I kind of like wrote out a huge email to my web designer with creating the idea of having my marketing website start off with 4 boxes, and the 4 boxes have the money, time, relationship, and processing, but like a question associated with it, or how like the process could be integrated into it. And then from there, clients would like see the website and be like, what are you really trying to like get out of this? Because usually I talk to the people first, or they see me on, so like I usually talk to people first and they check my website. And this is a very processing thing. So talk to people, they check my website, and then from my website they would see the 4 things, and it's like, you know what, I really want to create a relationship with my customers. So they click on relationship, and then that's where it says everything about relationship, and it's like how social media can impact your relationship, how having a good logo can impact your relationship, customer service tips that you need to impact your relationship, and the services that I would offer to support the goal of creating a better relationship. She kind of threw a wrench in my plans pretty quick when I told her about this, in that a lot of the customers don't know what they really want, and they're always going to be like, oh, I'm just going to fix my problem by getting more clients, or like, I just need something different. And I would like to know, A, your thoughts, and B, what your advice would be to helping with my website in terms of communicating effectively all the different, because I really got caught up in that whole island thing, because I have so many things that I can personally do, and if I don't know something, I'll just go and find somebody who can do it.
So you brought on Tracy's behalf a good thing. You brought want versus need.
Yes.
Okay? So the problem you see is your customers and your clients, they want what they don't need.
I hate when clients come to me and they're like, I just really want social media to fix my business, or this is how social media should be. And I'm like, who are you the expert to say like what you need? You know, like you don't go to a doctor and say like, I need these pills.
And this is the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
So it's your role to educate the customer.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I do in my sessions. That's what I do
Okay?
when I actually want to.
So it's your role to educate them to what they need. The second problem you will have with your website right now is you assume that your customer
know what they need.
knows their triggers.
Yeah. Because you basically put the triggers up there and see which ones pick, so you could.
Well, like, yeah, if it's
Save
a
you the
question
step,
like,
right?
like, hey, I want to.
Nobody will answer this. It takes, maybe in Calgary or in Alberta, there are maybe a couple of thousand people who understand this because they came across my life. But not everybody will know this.
But if you set it up I believe that if you set it up in an easy way, like a question, like using marketing to build relationships.
They will not understand it. When holistic practitioners will come and say, I need to make money, they don't understand it. They don't have strong relationship with their customers.
Right. This is why the problem exists.
This is why the problem
Yeah.
existed. And all what they need is money, because they have been through a hard time. They have been through collections and things like that. And they will just don't understand that have you ever had a situation where the service provider bring his own problems to the session
Yeah.
and they start to talk about his own personal problems?
I hate that.
Uh-huh.
Okay? If you hate that, you cannot sell relationship people. Because the relationship people, you have to accept them with their problems and you have to be able to discuss them with their problems. It helps you getting your connections.
I have a client who literally will call me and talk to me. Shelly Ann was the one who introduced me to her. That conversation I had where she was putting the thing on the job board, an hour and a half of just her like complaining about her problem. Don't tell her this, but like all she did was complain about
So
problems and things.
if you want to apply what you learned in these 3 days,
Yeah.
the biggest application which can switch your life around, because for my kids, I don't want any of my kids learn education. I want them to learn this 4 quadrant, but that's it, to master it. I don't want them to be engineers or business
Right.
or whatever. You have to understand that she's a relationship. You have to switch your mind to reflect on what she's saying. Because if you do that, you will connect with her, and then you will be her advocate, and then you can ask her to pay for the program you offer, and she will pay. What do you say?
Well, and yeah, because for me, like, yes, you're on an hour and a half, and you might be tied to that, but she's giving you an hour and a half of pain points that are opportunities for you to provide solutions for.
No, it's all with her kid.
Doesn't matter. It's still a pain point, and it's a struggling pain
But it's
point.
not marketing pain point. It's just like her complaining about like CPS. and
So how
kids.
can you?
I've tried.
No.
I've tried
But
to
how can
listen
you
for
understand
hours.
that she is providing you with a pain point that you actually can provide a solution for? Because she trusts you enough to be able to pour 90 minutes of pain into your ears. And for you, how can you personally transition you from hating getting that information to using that information to your advantage to get to a yes?
See, here's my thing. I have sold her before. She is a previous client.
So
but
she's
she
a
does-
returning client.
Yeah,
She's
she
a
just.
returning customer. Or is she a
And
client
she
or
can
customer?
be also a referred customer, because
Yeah.
if you will listen to her and you're trying to help her here and say, okay, I need 2 more customers. Do you know anybody?
Okay.
She will take the extra step for you
She would. And so.
because you listen to her, because you build the personal connection.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
So I'm not saying what she's doing is right or wrong. What I'm saying is this customer's attitude from relationship.
Mhm.
Like, I have a customer, very well paying customer for me, and every time I send him an email, I ask him, how is your son or how is his daughter? It has to be all the time. And I have some customers,
But that's
when I
different.
want to say, see you tomorrow, this is what I write. And I put spaces here.
Okay.
So this is a CEO. Is a time sensitive. I want to see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I have another customer. When I email her back, I say, "Wow, today was a lovely day. We enjoyed a really warm sun in Calgary. Hopefully tomorrow will be the same, so you can enjoy your drive coming back to the office. I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow. Keep the smiling and have the energy up. And if you stop by a coffee place, I'm fasting. Please don't bring me anything." And she loves my emails. She connects with me.
Yeah.
I have a customer when I wrote to his assistant, "Dear Anne,"
Yeah.
just to what was it? It was something comedy like, "Dear Anne, I learned that the top selling cheesecake is strawberry cheesecake, and I really showing now that's what I really love. Also, sorry, the top loving cheesecake is lemon cheesecake." And I'm sharing news now what I don't really love because I enjoy strawberry cheesecake. Please get me a piece when I meet Brian next month. And every time I go, I never get the cheesecake. But she will always remember me as what?
The cheesecake.
The guy who hates lemon cheesecake. Because I learned from somebody that she only eats lemon cheesecake. She always remember me. When she sees my phone numbers, she knows me.
Okay. Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, because I feel like I still haven't been like fully listened to yet. Like I love your responses. It's just when I talk to her, there's a point like boundaries are broken when we're talking about business for a bit, and then she doesn't really know what she wants, so she continues to bring up like her kids, and she'll bring up other business stuff, and she'll just talk. And she'll say, "You know what I mean? You know what I mean?" And then just keep going. And she will just not let you interject for the whole 90 minutes.
Yes, and you cannot. You
And
should
I
listen.
don't. And I just listen. And it's tough for me because it goes from being a relationship where if you're telling me like, "Man, I just love this," or "I hate this with my kid," and you're trying to talk and having a real conversation, is fine. But if you just talk at me for 90 minutes about your problems, that's where I get frustrated.
So
That's
is
why
there
we
a
call
point
them-
where you're gonna say to this person, "You know what? I can't have you as a customer anymore
Yes.
because you've broken that boundary."
This is what I was talking about now.
Well, that's
This
what
is
I've
what
thought
they call
about
it
doing
for you.
times.
For you,
Yeah.
this is what's called high maintenance customer.
And you'll spend 80% of your time on these customers
And the worst
and make 20% revenue.
Yeah.
And spend 20% of
I
time-
disagree on the 20.
You do? Well-
I disagree. So for you, this is called high maintenance customer.
Yeah.
So with high maintenance customer, I can do two things. Either I can fire them away. I don't work with them, or I switch my mind to work with them and reduce the overhead. So another example of high maintenance, you remember she was talking about somebody she was telling what's happening yesterday, and he was asking so many questions.
Right.
For her,
He's
he
high.
is a high maintenance.
Yeah.
So high maintenance, it doesn't mean bad thing, by the way.
No.
High maintenance means I have to figure out a way to maintain the relationship.
I
Change
just
language.
don't think she actually understands what she wants because she got me to do.
It's your role to tell her what's the most effective solution for her. If I
Yes.
come to you and you if I come to you and I tell you what I want and you do it for me, you are not solving my problem. Because what I want is different what I need to fix my problem. How many of you here how many of you here came and thought about building a personal brand before this workshop?
Yeah.
How many understand the value of the personal brand? How many understand there are steps to go through?
See, when I think of a personal brand, I think of like sand and law, and how am I conducting myself? How am I posting myself on Instagram and Facebook, and like how am I doing?
Personal
That's-
brand is when people call you up to come to give a keynote speak and they give you for the speech $5,000
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you
I
are
wanna
who you
get
are.
to that.
Because you're Oprah.
I am there. I am there.
Yeah.
People will pay me money to speak.
Yeah.
I speak my mind, not speak on specific topics. So if you want to build this, there is a process. If I stand out and say, you guys can come to a workshop because you will learn this, many of the people will not come. But when you say, okay, let's do a brand mastery, let's show you how to brand businesses, brand yourself, and show you not what you need, not what you want, show you what somebody need to be there. Share with you how the happy outcome can happen, how people can make things. People will start to resonate. So customers like those, you can either train yourself to deal with them as a relationship, and you may not afford more than 2 or 3 in your life at a certain moment.
No, I couldn't take one.
I know with your personality you can. For me, I love these people. Like he would tell you, like I give up meetings which I can make money out of it because I want to go to this holistic group because I love being enjoying. I was able to switch my mind. I love these people now. 2.5 years.
Right.
You know, I enjoy it. So
Okay.
if you are trained enough, if you are cautious enough, if you are aware enough of these modules, you can do that. I can show you how you can do that. I can help you with that. It's very straightforward. The problem will happen is you will be inside broken because I always need to be myself. So I shared with you, like every 6 days, every 2 weeks, every sometime, I will disappear. I'll be my own. I will go to my kingdom.
Okay.
I will sit on my crown. I will talk to myself, but I never share this with my customers.
Right.
You know.
No, that makes sense.
Or you hang around with some customers who are like you. I have some customers who are like me.
Yeah.
So we only have meetings here, only us, so we can talk ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't have to be prepared to reflect on customers. By the way, if you think about this as I am now betraying or now acting or now fooling my customers, this is wrong.
No. You're trying
Because
to understand.
your customers deserve to be well treated.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
if you are a hard dominant and I treat you with the brain all the time, you will feel diminished. You will not feel, you feel not being heard. You feel like, so my obligation, if you are my customer or my clients or anybody in my audience, you deserve to be dealt with dignity. I have to really get to you. I have to show you. I have to help you in the most effective way. I have to change my language so I can effectively communicate my messages to you.
Right, which is what we talked about.
Yeah. So that's, as I said, like
Okay.
we should fix him up with one of the holistic events.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of things I'm seeing too, like with, and I'm going through this very same thing, and people come to me and they want this, they want an apple, and so when just figuring out what they actually need, well, they actually don't want an apple. What they want is they want the nutrition that the apple provides, right?
Right.
And so they don't actually know that. So it's my job to actually just make sure that they're getting the nutrition that they need, their results. They don't need the frickin' apple. They're the ones who's attached to that. So in delivering my services, my marketing attracts them by what they think they want, but it's my job to deliver what they need.
Okay, so back to the website then. How do I accurately portray myself and portray law of marketing that appeals to the people who don't know and also gets them in the door to help them discover something that they didn't know?
First of all, I want to mention one
Yeah.
thing. How did you come with the name of this business?
Law of marketing? Well, my
Yeah.
last name's Law, and I do marketing.
Okay.
It took me about 2
I
days.
didn't know that.
Okay.
And I'm relating you to a law firm and knowing you're not a lawyer, going you're misrepresenting yourself.
And you have to be open to listen, or otherwise we shouldn't talk.
Oh yeah,
Are you open?
I am open.
You will not be offended.
Yeah.
So if I would like to rebrand because I feel bad about my brand, I feel bad, and I go to somebody who has law, will this not offend the feelers? Because law means process. Each one of these feelers has a problem with the law, by the way, because majority of them are having some trouble with the law, family problems. So when I say law of attractions, law of marketing, I don't know. You have to guess. You have to talk to them about, does this really law of marketing is the appealing term for it.
Okay.
So when you talk about I am the marketing guru, People who spend big money, they look for the expert.
Yeah.
So when you identify your expert as the guru, what will happen? You already have credibility.
Right.
And you
So-
lost your credibility with me by having your name in your business name because that's not credible. Okay, I'm taking opinions. I'm listening.
This is a different story. It's not only credible because my website is wildbadawi.com.
But that's a
My
different
person.
brand.
But this is a different issue. If you are building a business and you don't want to do like Prince, you know Prince? The Purple Rain?
Yeah.
What's the problem he
symbol?
has later on in his life? Why he changed his name
Brand
to Symbols?
identity.
Because he sold the record rights to somebody with the name Prince. So he cannot produce any show with his name Prince anymore. That's why he changed his names to Symbols. Because he lost his personal name. So if you are building a business to sell it and to grow it and sell it beyond you, you cannot be Badawi and Co. It cannot. It has to be. It has to be a business name.
Which I tried so many.
There is no trying.
I tried like I spent like a whole week or two like looking at names. Like it was gonna be Sapiential Marketing, which means like.
It doesn't mean anything because the name is a name, and then you have slogans and you have other aspects to the name, which can deliver your message.
Okay.
So
I'm listening.
okay, so you have the law of marketing. Okay, so it's a name. Now, can you go on the entry of your website and write the top 10 pain point of any business owners who cannot make profits and they cannot meet his
Financial goals.
payment demand or management goals?
Can I do that?
Yeah. On the top, on the front of your page, front of your website.
I could.
So if I have the same pain, what most likely will happen to me? So I will read.
Right.
And once I will read, you will have a call to action.
Yeah.
And the call to action will get me to leave to you my email and my phone number or my email or whatever it is.
But if you don't have the same pain point, then
You are not the solution for me, so I shouldn't use you.
right.
And if I'm looking for a law firm and I find you and it's all marketing stuff, I'm
Well, see, the thing
confused
with
too.
law of marketing is like I wanted to create videos being like the laws of marketing and teach marketing as like a structure, as like I guess it is like a process now that we think about that, and then
So there is a difference between teaching the marketing
and like creating
and
strategy.
creating the marketing, not strategies. When you create logos, you are in the execution.
Right.
That's the
Which is a kind of how I do both. Is like
You cannot do both. You cannot be in the eye of any of your customers doing both. Because the strategist,
me personally, or like I can strategize
The
and
image
then
of your business.
give it to somebody else who can make the logo.
You could still do the logo, they just don't tell your customer that you're doing it specifically.
So if you are a marketing strategy or a brand strategist, are completely different than logo creations and website creation.
Right. Which is
And the brand strategist will charge you between $3,000 to $50,000 to build a strategy for your brand. And my good friend who did the Cascade brand, he will charge close to couple of $100,000, Jerry Foster, to build a strategy for a business.
so that's
And all what he's do,
yeah.
all what he's doing is a book. No logo. Yeah, I know Jerry Foster. Yeah. You know Jerry?
Don't know him personally, but I know his work.
Yeah, so Jerry is a brand strategist. He will give you a booklet how your brand will sustain.
Yeah.
He will ask you questions,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
He will never get into a logo. He will never get into a website. There's actually people who will text him back or send him back some logos and some designs to give his opinion, and he say, I don't know. Jerry is a fantastic guy, very interesting on the stage. He always jokes and trap and do step dance, and he's an amazing guy. But he's a strategist, and it took me some time knowing him. What does it mean, brand strategist?
Yeah. What does it mean to be a brand strategist?
Cascade, Bambers, McDonald's,
Right.
all of these, they do have between 3 to 20 some. Disney has like 20 some brand strategists.
Mm-hmm.
They position the brand strategically within the marketplace to get more customers. They talk about it's a complete different field. We grab from this market couple of workbooks or some material which at the level of somebody from 1 to 4 can do. But when they say why you are in the Super Bowl, why you are not in the Super Bowl, they have this market behind them. There's only maybe like 200-300 people, 200-300 people in the US only in this field. They know each other, they build big brands, and that's it.
So, second question before I leave. Given my processing and like my skills that you've kind of understood, I've been really open this whole weekend, partly to help you know me, and the other part is to really get the most out of this course. Do you feel that I have the skills and the capabilities to maximize in brand strategy, or is there another path that I should be taking?
Wow.
Yeah.
Can anybody answer this question?
Well, the answers are definitely inside of you.
I hate when people say, I told you that.
They absolutely are. And
Ah.
so if I were coaching you, what I would do is I would ask questions to draw out those answers from you. And I would want to reveal where it is that you're not trusting yourself to come up with these
So-
answers.
I wouldn't trust myself in the fact that there's only 300 people. The fact that I don't really like.
The problem you have is not that. The problem you have is you have a pressure of accessing cash and you need money. I don't need money. I have lots of demand to pay money different places, big bills, but I don't need money to pay them and I have no money to pay them. But I don't need money. I need to serve people. So when you have the pressure that you need money,
And the
why?
opposite of the T is the relationship.
Why? When you have a pressure that you need money,
Yeah.
you will figure out, okay, I am a good strategist, I know the unknowns and I like to explore the new things, and this is what we can do with the strategy discussions. But what people make money is the people who design logos. So you'll force yourself in designing logos because you need this $50, $100, $200.
Right. You go for the short-term gain.
It's not the short game. What's the difference between Apple and Microsoft? With Microsoft, every quarter they need to report profits. Apple, they want to talk about customer satisfaction on the long term. So for Apple product not to perform well in 1 or 2 quarters consequently, it's okay, because the customers will be coming and the 3rd and 4th quarter will be much higher than Microsoft. For Microsoft, every single product must sell because Microsoft need to report profits at a specific level every 3 months.
So
And that's why Microsoft never grown as Apple, and there is no other company which grow as Apple, because they focus on the short-term money,
right.
not the service.
That's why, like, doing Landmark and such, I really understood how
You understood, but you did not apply it.
Oh, I do
Because
apply it.
No,
I totally apply
if
it.
you applied, we will not have these discussions right now.
Well,
And you allow me, you
Okay.
allow yourself to be vulnerable and said I
Yeah.
spoke my mind, and you allow me to share this with you. If
Yeah.
you applied Landmark, if you understand the value of giving, like when I used to study, by the way, my GPA, if you want to know, my last 85 credit hour course, my GPA was 4.0 out of 4.0. My GPA was not being 3.99, I was 4.0, 85 credit hour. And I always understand one thing. I can study a material, I do not as good in the exam, because there is another exam which I did not study well for it, which I will do much better than anybody else. And people come to me and said, what do you mean? We study here for like for like 1 day or 6 hours. We're supposed to do good in the exam. I said, no, it doesn't work like that. You really study, work hard, and something will happen that some exams will be good. Not necessarily the same topic you study, like algorithms, for example. You study algorithms for so long, the exam came so difficult you could not perform well. But numeric analysis or other numbers or whatever it is, you did not do study very well, but you went and found the exam is very simple. Is the exact portion you studied, not everything else. And this is what I believe. I work really hard, and the reward I will get. But it's not connected to the area I work in really hard. And this is a complete different concept in life you have to develop. You
Okay.
can study 6 subjects,
Mhm.
3 of them very well. You go to this 3 exam, you don't perform one. You don't get the 100%
Yeah.
of the exam. However, there are these 3 other courses which you did not study as long as the other one, and you go there and you find yourself having like close to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, so why did I study the other 3 courses?
Right.
You study the 3 other courses because you need to have the reward somewhere, and it end up being in different places.
Okay.
You understand this concept?
Yes.
If you apply this concept in life, you will not be looking for the money. You will be looking for how to maximize the service of people. And when you maximize the service of people, you'll find people who will come to pay you money.
Yeah.
Majority of our businesses, and I'm not sure about Tracy, but majority of our businesses, we will have 1 or 2 or 3 customers who are paying us the full. But we go and serve another 97 customers to have 100.
Right.
How much money we make out of the 97? Not as many as we make from the 3. And people will come to me and say, why you bother with the other ones?
Because it's about serving.
It's about service, it's not about the
Right.
money.
No,
If I did not,
yeah.
I stand in front of a partner one time in my other technology company. I said, you know, if I did not have these people in, I would not be able to land these 3. And one of them was Enbridge Pipeline. I wouldn't be able to land it. If I didn't have all of these people serving me as well, serving these people as well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to land this one. You know, that's not true. If you have a sales process and you sell these people, you will get them. I said, no. No, you need to have the crowd, you need to be able to serve, and then things will happen. So I believe in that.
Okay.
If you change your belief like that, we will not have this discussion.
Okay. I know it was an interesting discussion for sure.
So again, I'm gonna go back to what I said before. I need you to believe in yourself
Right.
before you're able to articulate why I should believe in you.
Right.
And right now, that's what I'm missing is you're not believing in yourself, so I can't invest in you. Fair?
I guess so. Yeah. Like you. I hope you understand that this is just like I'm opening up my insecurities, and like
Right.
when you view me as an insecurity, then like you're only gonna see
Well,
the
I'm not
insecurity.
viewing
You don't
It's
defend
an-
it. You don't
it's an
defend it. When you
observation
open up,
based
you
on
don't
your
defend.
actions. Yeah.
You don't defend. You don't justify. You just like accept it.
Okay.
And
Thank you for
asked-
sharing, and that's.
You
No,
asked,
I know,
am I experienced enough to be able to do this job? And right now, from the couple of hours that we spent together over the last 2 days, I'm answering the question that I'm not confident in to invest in you yet because you're not confident in yourself.
Okay. I appreciate
That's
that.
correct.
Yeah. No. There's no harsh feeling there.
And there's a way to get there.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing this and kind of reinforcing that. I believe that your education and experience and the work that you're doing right now for your clients is probably very, very amazing, and you need to know it so that you can tell everybody else that you know.
And the reason for them to push it on you, is my understanding, we learned this way after we grown up.
I'm
Yeah.
48 years old.
We learn it way down, and we apply. So when we see somebody at the starting phase like you, I would love that you know all my mistakes, so you don't do them.
Right.
So
True.
No, I
people
hope you
here,
guys
you have
do.
to feel so proud that people here are pushing these concepts on you because they would like you to advance,
Yeah, that's what I.
and they would like you to know this is the way we found. So this is what I believe. That's why confront you like you don't have to believe in you, because this is what this is. Majority of people are in my community. They are like this. They like to give. They like to help. They like to push people out, especially when they see somebody young. They okay. Change your mind early because you'll change it like 10 years down the road. That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, don't wait till you're 40.
And so to change, I gotta head out, but to change
You
my
wouldn't know it,
mind,
but I'm
right,
39 years old.
to change my mind right now, it's just like.
Takes time.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. No, and I hope. I would like to invite you guys to actually be in a place where you can support me and give me these criticisms.
We are not
See,
criticizing. This
yeah.
all we'll not talk to you again. We are not criticizing. We are
Okay.
sharing with you what we know. We are not criticizing you. You don't defend it. You don't say why. It's just an open space, very safe environment.
Okay.
If you say we are not critical of you. As a matter of fact, we don't care about you
Yeah.
because each one of us has his own. Not with all due respect, we don't care.
No, that's true.
That you step in our caring cycle because very enthusiastic, well-speaking guy, very good, you have a very good raw material, and these people just don't want you to wait till 40 to realize, oh my God, I spent all, and now I have to switch. That's it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, enjoy.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
see
I
ya.
really appreciate the lovely energy.
Awesome. You guys have a good night.
Okay, yeah, get some sleep.
Oh, I'll try.
Okay. What else do you want to discuss today? So Tracy, what are you missing right now in your program?
Right now, I'm in the process. Like I'm working with a mentor right now, and we're building my list. So we're building my funnel, and we're building the list using an ebook giveaway, and formulating content for my Facebook to be able to draw them into my first course, which I haven't written yet. So we're basically talking about the pre-selling funnel that hasn't been invented yet. And so I'm struggling with it because I feel like I'm selling something that's not there. So I kind of feel
If
But you're
you
there.
if you have the product roadmaps, descriptions, you are very close, because the concept we have is you don't build them, because if you build it, they will not come. So you should market and subscribe people to the service so they can come to buy this product. What's
Yes.
worry me is when we do online products, tomorrow I can share with you like how to create the list. We have like a structure, how you can create the product in 8 weeks. If you go beyond 8 weeks and to collect emails, it will be a cold mailing list. There is no value if somebody download an ebook 2 months ago, he will come to join a new.
And that was part of my question, was about the pre-selling cycle of how short, long, how to work with that.
So there is a difference between pre-selling a workshop. So if I want to sell this workshop, I need a minimum of 6 weeks for marketing. But if I want to pre-sell in currently a program like program completely online, you cannot wait. So if somebody downloads the ebook right now, they should see the video invitation, and if they sign up for the webinar, they should be signed up to the program, and they should get the delivery. So maybe tomorrow, for the benefit of others, we can talk a little bit about this schedule. If you you didn't attend the first presentation we have. When we look at your time, we understand that if you work 9 hours a day, if you sleep 8 hours a day, if you eat 1.5 hours in the weekdays, and 2 hours in the weekend, or those 2 meals in the weekend, but we spend more hours eating, that's right. If you do these things, if you spend 1 hour in the morning showering and taking care of yourself, you will have 48.5 hours available in your week. If you spend 20 hours a week, you should be able to produce the product within 3 to 4 weeks, the full modules. So if you have somebody collecting emails right now online, they are not useful. Because nowadays with Newman, what I can do is I can go download his ebook, put my email in, I will have my thank you page with his video. I will sign up to his seminar or webinar. He uses Webinar Jam, and within the hour, like if it's like 12:30 by 1 o'clock, if it's 3:30 by 4 o'clock, on the hour tick, I will be able to see his webinar for 40 minutes. And by the end of the webinar, he will say, if you want to sign up for the product, you have to make this phone call. You have to sign up for the schedule so somebody can call you, or so I can sign up for a phone call, for a phone call, and then I will get the program if I call. If you just collect emails, it will not help you. Within 2 weeks, you will. For me, within a couple of days, because I download lots of ebooks, and within a couple of days, I will basically forget who are you and why you're mailing us.
Interesting.
So the question is, for your mentor, how many of these online systems have been to put together?
Well, she's made her living at it for 25 years.
There was no social media 25 years
Well,
ago.
no, she was a marketing
She's a marketing.
person before that.
She's a marketing. So what
She's been doing this for probably 8. I've known her online for 8 years.
But how many of these people she will able to sell in this way?
I never asked.
Yeah.
But she's very well known in the industry.
What's it?
Jody Jealous.
Okay. This model will not work.
Well, it works for her.
It works for her that you guys will go to hire her, but
Lost leader.
who from from her customers will do? Like when we built one product here for someone, they usually said this share. He made this 15 minutes presentation every week. And we have been in this system for 42 or 44 weeks now. So he will make these shots every day, every one day of the week at a certain point. And he will send it by email, the recording. By the time he became into the 15 week or so, he got like 3,000 people following him. When he comes and put a token out, he will collect the emails. People will go there and sign up and see part of the program. So because she's a marketing lady, she's not a content providing lady, she cannot put her head around. So how big is your mailing list right now?
600.
And how active are they?
Well, I haven't started yet. This is my existing contact list. I haven't started this. So now I'm about to contact everyone saying, this is what's happening.
So
Come sign up for this.
without having the 600 as my mailing list, how much did it cost you to get the 600?
Well, that's been a culmination of all my networking over the last couple of years.
Okay, so anybody you met a couple of years ago, he will not be interested.
Well, maybe not, because I'm a
Away
pretty
from-
good
away from his-
networker and I keep contact with
I
people.
understand. Away from his email may change, will not be interested. So, like for me, we came at Win Your Brand and we could get like in a couple of months we got like 10,000 followers on our page. If I have 10,000 followers, I can for like a couple of $100 run a Facebook ad and collect their emails. You do have more than 6,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Well, right now you're telling me all what's wrong, so then
No,
wouldn't
I'm
you
not
turn around and
saying.
tell me what's
I am
to
not
do?
saying. I'm not saying what is wrong. What I am saying is my observation is collecting emails and stay on them for more than 2-3 days. These emails will become cold, and the cold email are useless.
Okay, so what do you suggest then?
So what I suggest is you have the ebook. You launch the program. So once you send the ebook out and people sign up, people will come and see the introduction of the program. They sign up for the first week. You deliver the content for the first week. And once you have content delivery, you will put in your time 10 hours a week or so, or 5 hours a week to deliver the videos of the next 6 weeks or 4 weeks. So you create the program on the fly. You don't just collect the emails and sleep on them or hold on them.
Yeah, well, this is my existing list of people that I know.
Yeah.
I mean, my actual list was 2,000, and it's like, okay, well, I understand the cold thing, but this is like people I know.
Yeah, so this is what I said. Like if you didn't start, why are you collecting? So you shouldn't collect emails. You should basically focus on creating the first week content.
The first what?
Week content, because you have
First
5
week's
weeks.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what you should create, and you should record it.
Well, I've got the outline. Well, and so then there's different ways to record it. So you could record it doing a live Zoom call,
Awesome.
or you can. Sit
It
in
doesn't
front
matter.
of a
Any
camera
of them.
And just do the monologue style.
The first thing that came to your mind was Zoom.
Yeah.
Do it on Zoom.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, with live people on the call.
So you can maybe run your first workshop, your first week, or your first run of your own program as 5, because I believe there are 5 1-hour sessions, right?
Yes.
So you can run it as 5-hour sessions
Yeah.
live on Zoom.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
it.
record them at the same time.
And you record them at the same time.
And then you can review them and edit them.
And
That's
edit them.
fun.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the recording, it doesn't matter. Make the second patch.
Yeah.
Make the second patch on Zoom as well. For me to be able to deliver this content, this is what I did. I first start with the content. I develop them personally. I had in my mind I want to have everything 100% online, but I cannot do the online without testing out the content with people in the room. So we start to invite people to come to the room at no cost. Then we start to charge people $100 a month, then $200 a month, then $300 a month. And when we stop and say, you know what, it's $1,000 a month minimum, we got more buyers than when it was $100 a month. You'll be shocked.
Actually not, because I've been to several networking groups that are like, it's cheap, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you get
$590
cheap.
a year
Yeah.
or something for BNI.
And you get nothing for
Yeah,
it.
so
that's all.
so this basically what I did. I said, like, if I wanna push you to be 10,000, you can make $10,000 a month within 3 to 6 months. So you can make about maybe 30, 40, 60,000 in the first year. It's fair for me to charge you 20%, which is $12,000. So there are individuals who came here and they already have part of the program set up. So they already have lineup of speaking engagements. So when you switch their speaking, they don't need to market. They already have a structure. So it was different for different people. But individuals who just came with no program whatsoever, with no idea, they were able to put things together. It took them 6 months or 8 months, and then they start to see some revenue coming. So that's why I believe for my program, somewhere between $12,000 to $20,000 is the right spot in Calgary. But if I want to go overseas, it has to be double. So if I want to sell in the state, it has to be $40,000, $50,000 program a year. It cannot be 12. But in Calgary, with the community we have, this is where I sense this is the right spot. But I can tell you, like when we had it $100, so tough. When you have it 300, people don't believe in it. When but maybe a year ago, start on the 1,000 level, we start to see more. Like we start to see this room be filled, and we have 2 rooms, but my bias is I like to work with like 8 maximum in a room.
Yeah.
Because if we have 3 hours in the morning, like 9 to noon on Saturday, and this is a working group, so you can bring your laptop, you can bring your material, and you sit and discuss and work and discuss the ideas. If I have more than 8, you will not have
time.
You have no time, right?
That's the model I like too, is
Yeah.
small group.
Yeah, so this is basically my bias. Like I remember I had this workshop for 2 people, and John at the time used to be my partner. Said, "Are we really putting this resources for 2 people?" I said, "Yes." You know what? If one of them will sign, it's 50%. If 2 of them will sign, guess what? He said 100%. I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And the 2 individuals came by maybe 3 hours. They said, "Yeah, you know what? We want to work with you. We appreciate the material. We know this will help us. This will guide us. Let's work together." So I didn't even have to show them an offer like what I did today. By the first day, I had the commitment from them. So we keep going, and then they came on Sunday. They said, "Okay, so how we continue?" I said, "Nothing. You come to the 3-hour sessions. We will put you in our program, and you will be monthly paid in a couple of, like you start after 30 days to pay us, and that's it. Any questions?" I said, "No, that's good. Can you sign?" "Yeah." I got them the forms. They signed, and they came to the program. They finished after a year, and they had amazing results in what they're doing. So it wasn't hard, but it was very funny when somebody said 2. I said, "Yeah, 2. You know, 1 will sign 50%,
Yeah.
2 will sign 100%." So I love to know people better.
Another question kind of related would be your customer, like the aftercare, for lack of a better word, like your repeat customers, return customers, repeat customers, retired customers.
Yeah.
What's your process for nurturing them and keeping them in contact and selling them more products?
My mailing, you get some emails from me for the workshop, and you get a different email for the general things. And this is how we have our CRM. So every month we send at least 1 or 2 emails to everybody. So we keep them, and sometimes we ask for referral, sometimes we ask for different things, sometimes we market. So I keep a relationship with them, and I always give them the option to unsubscribe.
Oh, well, that's an obligation anyways.
No,
but
I
yes.
guess it's not an obligation. I am a not-for-profit organization. I don't have this obligation. Like we are not-for-profit organization.
But even as a not-for-profit.
We are not-for-profit, and we also can raise money for political reasons. So we are outside the castle.
Outside of the castle.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, but
Well, that's super annoying.
you know, but the point is, you have to you have to tell them what you do, what you want them to do.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for. Is like a couple of times a month. I need more than that.
I don't know, based on their appetite. You may, in your situation, you may want to have a reunion event, like 5 years reunion. You know, you may want to have
Certificate holders.
like a special retreat. When I do have workshops outside Calgary in hotels or so, I basically invite everybody. I got to say, oh, we are in China, we are in. The guy from New Zealand, I'm in New Zealand. They cannot. Can you, will you pay my ticket? I say, yeah, one day I will pay your ticket, no problem, but not this time. So I keep connection with them, I keep communicating with them, and if I need them to do specifics, I will basically tell them in my email, please share this with your group, share this, do this, do this.
And that's those champions for you, right? Like, it's really easy for me to be a champion for Whale and be able to promote what I've learned here by being here. You know, he's invested time into the clients and the customers and stuff, and really that follow up, getting testimonials, that's something he can ask for and I can easily give, because I've the last few days have been invaluable to me as a person and what I want to do with my brand. Right? So,
Have you been through this course before?
no.
No, and
But
he-
I've listened to Whale speak a few times.
and he's a super busy guy. So for him to devote 3 days of his life was like, I couldn't believe he would make it. because the nature of work he's doing is also always working with the AV almost all weekends, right? Because all the shows are on weekends. So
No, I had company in town
yeah,
from Edmonton, and then yesterday my husband was going to pick me up at 4. I'm like, no, sorry, not till 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and I had to weigh the pros and cons of generating revenue this weekend or investing into Timothy Yurkowski and Twilight Star. And the investment outweighed the revenue for me.
Yeah, and my girlfriend's
Right?
birthday party right now. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm in class. How do you spell your last name?
Y is in yellow. ARKOWSKY.
Okay, because I would love to keep in contact.
I have cards in my.
Tomorrow, yeah, we'll figure that out before we go. Awesome.
and if you consent us, we can actually send an email for everybody with all the emails of everybody. You know, like.
Do a group.
Yeah, and you also should be joining what we call it Win Your Brand Family on Facebook.
I did.
It's a
do my
secret. It's
request.
a secret group. I have the link in the email, but tomorrow I will make sure
Okay.
all of you, because I sent it in the email. So Win Your Brand Family, you will see familiar faces in Calgary, and you will. I always keep it like whoever wants to be there wants to be there.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of people because getting out networking more. And
So where do you network now?
well, I'm going to Collaborate. I've been at Collaborate for quite a while. It's changed hands now.
Okay.
And then of course the Make Your Mark,
Okay.
Xmers, and
You didn't come to the last event from Xmers.
no, didn't make the last one.
There were like 20, 25 people. Very interesting.
That was at the up top thing.
No, it was at Canvas.
Oh, the Canvas one.
Yeah, this was very interesting, very amazing.
Yeah. Well, I saw you at the last one at that pub
Yeah.
in town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just various things, and then there's some other ones that are unrelated to business. So that's my thing. That's what I like
But
to do is make.
Make Your Mark is maybe tough for you if you're competing against Colin.
I'm not competing against Colin.
I don't know. I just because I know Nikki was there and she had a hard time, and different people were there, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't compete against Colin
You know.
at all.
But you do business work, that's right?
Sorry.
You do business, like you help people, business owners, that's right?
Yes.
So they foresee any people doing anything against on business owners competing against them.
I don't see it that way.
I don't know. We don't,
He
but
has he's a different.
they see it like so. Just
Well, it doesn't really matter how they see it
Yeah.
because it's about me branding myself.
yeah. So
I've got different skill sets.
I
That's
understand.
Right. Me only proposition, and that's something that's really resonated with me is that we are each me onlys. As soon as you hit that specific level, right? Like, then that's just acknowledging that and understanding it allows you to think differently in your problem solving. Really.
Yep.
Yeah, because I see the model here. I mean, it looks pretty familiar, right? Lots of things look very familiar.
Like
as
what?
far as, just the layout, like the offer layout, looks super familiar.
The offer layout. This is number one converging offer layout, and this is what I would share with you. This is
Yeah.
what I show you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And nobody is doing this work anymore in Canada. How the offer will be like this. Though tomorrow we'll talk about the persuasion pillars and why the offer has to be in this way. And also, if you're doing stuff in the US, I can point out few difference material between the US and Canada. So there are so many similarities because anybody like Peak Potential, like Landmark, like anybody who sells at a massive way, Jerry, what's his name? Write a book and
Those people. I'm
yeah,
not
Jerry, what's his name?
very
Jerry.
happy with those people. Black Card Books.
Yeah, Black Card Books. They sell the same way. Everybody sells the same way.
Yeah.
So
So yeah. So
I wanted to show you my. I have the right to show you what I'm offering for the next level if you like to join, but also I want you to see the offer the way we do it because this is how 80% of the room can engage with you, and maybe 20 to 50% of the room will sign up to your program. That's it.
Well, and as a process person, it's like beautiful to look at.
Yeah, so this is why what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. I had attended the presentation with Okotoks business group, and their biggest flagship statement was, "You don't want to sound salesy, you don't want to feel salesy, you don't want to look salesy." I said, "This is not right, because if you don't sell people in the same way they buy other material and other programs, they will not buy from you." So the concept of relationship selling, I don't like it. It's not because you know me, you will buy from me. You need to know me to trust me. You need to know me to know that I am competent. You need to know me that I can deliver where others don't deliver. But the concept of I don't want to sound salesy, I will be always your friend and I always give you the help, which is the free help. Like I don't sell my sister. I don't sell my mom. When my sister in Kuwait wants to start her own business, because they laid off all the people who are in schools teaching, she wants to start a business on the websites. I basically spend enough time showing her different things, how she can do it, how she can talk, and I cannot go back and say, "Oh, can you pay me this?" Because she is my family, that's right. Do you sell to your family?
No.
No. So
I help them.
So the problem I have with relationship selling, it's very hard to monetize.
Yeah.
It's very hard. Their closing rate are 25% all the time.
Well, what I see of relationship selling is that they're not actually selling at all. They're giving and they're hoping that the person is going to reciprocate,
Yeah,
which is not selling.
yeah. So for me, I get to know people and I say, yeah, I have a program. If I can give so much, however, there's a special stage, and if you are at this stage, it has to stop because I'm doing living out of that. So this is what people sometimes we should no, it's not give. You have to set up the boundaries. We are
Yeah.
professional.
And that's
Yeah.
the big, really good takeaway for me is that those steps of that, because I have like you said, we have a lot of clients, and it's just that shift of transitioning that relationship to paid customers because they already believe in us, they already know we're competent, we're already giving them value, so now they need to give us some value.
And they wouldn't. So you do lots of work for volunteering for your Holistic Earths, right?
Yeah.
So your Holistic Earths in some other venues, they just rent the venue and they pay for everything else. So why do they accept this volunteering all the time? Why is not 1 or 2 times? Why the promotion is not going? I'm doing 1, 2, 3 times out of love, and after that you should pay me like you pay any other consultant. Because you are positioning yourself as a giver who can give without money. They actually may believe if they try to pay you, they will insult you.
Fair.
Possibly.
So what I
Yeah.
do in these situations
So,
is
like,
I will send you an invoice, and I say, here's my invoice, $125 an hour, for example, and we spend with us 3 hours, no problem. 125 by 3 hours is 375 times 5% GST, and I give you a credit out of my heart as a gift, the equivalent number.
Yeah.
How much do you owe me? $0.
Yeah.
But I give an invoice, and people come and say, we are not paying you. We didn't. I said, yeah, you didn't agree to pay me, and I'm not asking you for payment. Here is my invoice. It's $0,
Because there's still a contractual
and
obligation.
I have to report my hours to my partners. And I have no partners in this business now, so. But
Well,
I have to
we're
report
here
my
to-
hours to my CRM. I have to track my hours. So when you do this, people will understand that you do it. You are a business.
Accountability.
You are a business.
Yeah.
And you appreciate it more now because they know how much value they spend, how much money they not let you to get it from somebody else. Because, so guess what will happen when they come back to you again in 2 weeks?
They'll be expecting a bill.
And most likely they'll come say, you know what, I really need the help with this one, but I cannot afford to pay you $125 an hour. Will it okay to be like 50 or what about 100? No, you know what, let's make 75. Are you okay? Yeah, it's no problem. Let's just do it. Because alternatively, you will do it for free. Like alternatively, without this $75, you'll do it for free. Practice this particular approach if you are having somebody like this in your
I do
group.
invoice your holistic group for my paid services that are outside of my volunteer agreement.
Yeah, but,
Even when
but
I'm
what
not
I am
spending
saying
money.
here
But
is
I do
what
do
I'm
that
doing.
stuff.
You should also invoice them for your volunteering time,
Yeah.
and give them a zero payable invoice.
Yeah.
Say this is volunteering credit, that much. So you'll be shocked, like if you do this couple of times, and people will come back and try and negotiate with you, and then you will slip back and don't send the invoice within the week after the meeting. What will happen? They will call you back and say, oh, did you forget to send us the invoice? Can you forward so we can meet the payable time? Yeah, you can. This is how you convert. Otherwise, you'll be giving. And I give with no reason. Like I don't need the money. I can give. So I don't have to invoice them. But if you don't invoice them, you'll find that the 3 hours becomes 8 hours, become full week commitment, become a burden on you that it takes away from other parts of
Mhm.
what you want to do. So this is a way also to manage it.
Yeah.
And then I say, if you don't need the money, take the money and do it. Like we give lots of money for the Meal on Wheels and the shelter and the women's shelters and the I have like 4 or 5 organizations here in town between women and kids and homeless. I give lots of money every time, every month, every year, based on their needs. We have also the family woman, Muslim family woman against violence or something. They deal with women who have been exposed to violence, and we,
Almost all of them.
you know, I don't know, like, but this is where we, like, what I say, like, if you are willing to volunteer, is great. The volunteer organizations, they will pay other people, so let them pay
Yeah.
you as well.
That's it. Yeah, because they have budgets too.
You know, they have budgets. So.
Well, true. And if they don't use them up, then they lose them too.
So this is one way.
That-
Is there
okay.
anything else I can help you with today?
I don't think so. That was kind of what was on my mind, and I really need to like get the work done and get into the funnel before more questions are going to come up. Right? And they're going to come up. We know that.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime if you. No problem.
Yeah. And I will definitely. Well, I'll see you after this. Probably see you around
Sure.
the city somewhere.
You'll be coming tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yep,
it.
definitely. And then, so I haven't seen my husband for a couple of days. That's on Monday. I'm going to Panorama for 3 days. My girlfriend owns a couple of condos up there, and she asked me to come help redecorate. So I'm gonna shoot some videos up there. And
Wow. So will you shoot videos related to your program or?
social media content, snippets, 5 W's, no H.
Yeah. We have been doing it all last 3-5 years.
Yeah, well, and I work from home. What was really effective was doing a video somewhere pretty, like my backyard or in front of a beautiful painting or at the mall, which is not so beautiful, and saying, "Oh, I'm here at the executive office," and every time would be a different background for my executive office.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be nice to have that kind of lifestyle. Yeah, it kind of is. And so,
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.